Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time coming here, my name is Colleen and I hope that you will find something useful on this channel and something that will bring you back time after time. If you do find something useful, I hope that you'll think about subscribing to the channel, liking this video and sharing it with your friends. Last week I shared a recipe that was handed down from a family member who had passed away. And this week I'm going to do something similar. But this isn't my family recipe, although I've taken it to my heart and use it. But this is my husband's family, and this is from his Aunt Marina, and another remarkable woman in our joint family. I don't know as much about her as I do about my own family, but what I do know, I'm happy to share. So I'm going to gather up the things on this little card that she sent to me, and we'll be right back after this. Well, here I am back, and this recipe that I have today on this little card that's been battered and folded and stained is called Wash Day Pudding, and it's from my husband Gino's Aunt Marina. And a little history about this. My husband's Aunt Marina was married to his Uncle Clarence, and we had the opportunity to know her through square dancing. She was a square dancer, and so were Gino and I. And one night at square dancing, Gino said, "Gee, you know, it's been a long time since I had your wash day pudding." And Aunt Marina, a school teacher, said, "Well, I'll just have to make sure you get the recipe. What's your box number?" So we gave her our box number, and lo and behold, within the week, an envelope came with this recipe card on it from Aunt Marina. It's called Wash Day Pudding, I'm going to assume, because wash days were busy and there was not a lot of time to put a pudding together or a dessert together for the family if you were busy carrying water to do laundry, or you were running load after load through maybe an old gas-powered washing machine before we got the electric ones. And you not only had to carry enough water to fill up the tub of the washing machine, but you had to have enough to fill up the tub for the rinse as well. It was quite the process, needless to say. So yeah, something that was quick and easy would certainly have been welcomed. And while this one has quite a number of different ingredients in it, there's only really 2 steps, which makes it easier. None of the ingredients are exotic, and it won't take long to put it together. So it was simple, just like the people of that time period. So I've got my, I'm not sure what size this is. Does it say? It's 2.5 liters. So I guess it's around 2 quarts, 2.5 quarts. And I use it for a lot of different things. I'm just going to butter it and set it aside. I'm going to set it aside right now because I'm going to come back to it in a moment. So into this big bowl goes 1.5 cups of flour. There we go. 3 tablespoons of shortening or oil. I'm going to use oil today because that's what I happen to have right on hand. So we need 2 tablespoons of that. It's interesting. No butter, no eggs. I haven't made this for a while. My husband's going to be surprised when he gets home and I have whipped it up for him. A cup of milk. So basically everything goes all in together, or at least she didn't write otherwise. I'm going to take the top completely off of this. 2 teaspoons of brown baking powder. So these are half teaspoons, so I'm going to go back 4 times. Half a teaspoon of salt. I'm pouring out of the box over the bowl, which is a dangerous thing to do. Don't do this. And just take a moment to move that stuff aside. Now I need 2 tablespoons of white sugar. And 2 tablespoons, I've got my tablespoon in a mess, so I'm going to use my teaspoon 5 times. Hope that was right. If not, somebody will catch me on it for sure. There's a lot of people that watch for the details. Thank you. I hope that you're all doing well. And now the last thing that I need in this bowl, I think I've gone through it all, is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So 1 teaspoon, and again, measuring over the bowl, dangerous situation. Because do we get it right? And then we stir this all together. Which is kind of, it's a really loose dough. Leave it for a moment and get my baking dish ready. So now I have the baking dish ready, and I just pour this batter as evenly as I can into this bowl. You don't want to move it around too much if you can avoid it. Now we talked about wash machines and packing water. We didn't talk about hanging our clothes on the line, which in itself took quite a bit of time to hang everything out, and the time that it took to dry. And then we would have to bring it back in and fold it all. And in the winter time, much of our clothes was dried inside near the stove. I apologize for my coffee in your face. I'm finding myself a bit thirsty. So now we move on to the topping for this. Oh, you know what I didn't put in there? Half a cup of raisins. But I don't believe that's too late, so let's do that. Now raisins were often used in baking, old-time baking, because they kept. They were easy to keep. So most kitchens had them. Now, I'm just going to come back to my spoon because now they're all laying on top. And forget everything I said about trying not to mix it up too much, because that's exactly what I'm about to do. It'll be fine. I promise. It's wash day pudding. There's room for some maneuvering in it. Okay, much better looking. Wonder what's wrong with it. Okay, I've got stuff all over the place now. So I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit, and then I will be right back to put the sauce on it. I'm also going to heat 1.5 cups of water in my kettle to boiling. So the topping that goes on this performs this miracle. And it goes to the bottom and makes the sauce on the bottom of the pan and lifts the cake up onto the top of the sauce. It's really quite delicious, but really laden with sugar. So if sugar bothers you, this is definitely not the recipe for you. Auntie Marina was a school teacher, and she raised her 4 kids. Let me see, make sure I'm not missing anybody. Yes, her 4 kids in some rustic conditions sometimes, and she was just the kind of woman that was able to get it done. I really admired her because she was a working mom in a time when it wasn't a really popular thing to do, and she still found time to make sure that her kids got to all kinds of activities for school and sport, and continued to be a leader in their family until she passed away a couple of years ago, and we miss her. So I'm just going to put 2 cups of not too firmly packed, just lightly packed brown sugar. There we go. I'm going to put the lid on so it doesn't dry out. I'm going to put that into this bowl. And then to this I'm going to add 1.5 cups of boiling water. Now, yes, it needs to be boiling water, but I'm pretty sure those were her instructions. So then you stir this until the sugar is incorporated well into the water, which doesn't take too long because the water was hot. And just about there, I think. Now there's lots of ways, as I'm building this recipe time after time, that I could think of to change this recipe up and add different fruit to it, and you know, how I could make the sauce more healthy. But it's one of those recipes that has so much more to do with your memory rather than with your taste buds. I guess one ties into the other, really, doesn't it? So this recipe always reminds my husband of his Auntie Marina. So then we take the liquid part and we pour it around the edge of this dish, all the way around until we don't have any liquid left. Now, it doesn't look like much at this point, but we're going to put it into a 350-degree oven for directions. We're 25 minutes or so. So I will see you back here when this is ready out of the oven, and I will show you what we do with it. And this is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. It's still a little jiggly, but now is when we need to leave it to sit to cool, and we serve it when it's cool with maybe a little dollop of whipped cream. I will definitely insert a clip right here at the end that shows you the finished product. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that it has inspired you to get out your old recipe box or your old family cookbook and look up one of your wonderful women, one of the wonderful women in your ancestral line, and make one of their recipes. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. I would love it if you did all of those things. It's a big help to me. Take care, everyone, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.